Storm Codes here, and giving a little preview on the progress of this Unreal game that I'll be developing. It's going to be based around the concept of rules from creepypasta stories, so the general idea is going to be getting placed in a location, starting with a gas station, with a little bit of a diner vibe going on. This is one where I'm trying not to get too much into my own material development and leveraging assets that come from the Unreal and the FAB store front. I am developing a few pieces as well that then use the materials from a combination of 3 that I will link in the description below. So this actual container corner bookcase, and then this weird looking, I've described it as an altar, and this bookshelf right here are made by myself, but then a lot of these are small items to really make this look a bit more lived in, are coming from the asset packs. I will be aiming for most of the items you pick up and interact with to all be made by hand. I'm trying to get in little puns and all that, but this is going to be the first location we are in. I've taken the time to really get the set piecing set up. There's still some other things I need to figure out and lay down, including a cooler and freezer section. You know, I have these fridges that are more going to be, I might end up moving them around or deleting them and replacing them with the actual freezers that I'm hoping to animate just to do a quick open and close. And the whole point is going to be that you're getting dropped in this location, and no one has figured out the rules yet. You just know it's a haunted location that you need to explore. So the premise is kind of leaning in a bit to the Five Nights at Freddy's. You have multiple days. In this case, the goal is simply to survive one day and then to figure out what the rules of the location are. Over the course of that week, if you cannot figure that out, either the rules or you just can't survive, you will fail that run. So there's going to be a lot of touching up, still going to be a lot to code from this. Some of the stuff that's right in the groundworks was also from a tutorial that I was following. I got about halfway through it until I felt a bit more comfortable. If you look at the history of the channel, I've already dealt with the Unity, and personally I've been a software engineer for about 7 years. So I really just needed to kind of get a understanding of how everything fits together with Unreal Engine, and from there I can kind of just take every problem and either find an isolated tutorial for that, which was, if you look at the terrain, I looked up tutorials involving the terrain themselves to get them a little bit more varied and a bit better looking. And for how blueprints work, that's stuff I can get into documentation and look over. I'm a bit familiar with the Blender nodes for shaders and for geometry nodes as well. Still not an expert in any of that, but from there I'm not completely unfamiliar of how this Unreal blueprint system is going to be working. So it was just one of those that about halfway through I felt like it was a good time to just kind of start building out the game itself and then tackle the problems as they come. In general, I don't think it's going to be the most complex system to start. It's really an event pops up, go take care of it. Maybe something got misplaced and you need to put it back. Maybe you need to not look at a section or leave a section for a disclosed period of time, and then figuring out some of the UI elements and how to keep that maintained. One thing I will be looking at as a kind of a core loop is if you mess up enough of the rules during a night, and if you have been doing it consecutive nights, an entity may spawn. When that occurs, you'll have the safe zone back here, run through, close that door, and then this will be the employee lounge section. But after the entity has occurred, there'll be a cooldown period. Can't close that door, and that's kind of how you get trapped. You can avoid the entity if you know to go there. If you don't know, well, you're gonna find out the hard way. And, you know, from there I'll have to really figure out how to kind of guide the rules, and that's something I'd like you all to drop in the comments. Just some ideas of rules that you've liked from creepypasta stories, or in general some ideas for some basic entities. One is going to be the wall guy. Something from my past videos, you know, the big booming knocking on the door. I don't think I do Little Fright, but I'll be looking at doing Clippy, and also looking at doing the aliens from my previous game to import them into Unreal, re-texture them a bit, and then drop them in with a different behavior set than they had before. And the hope of that is just to have a few base entities and then create a couple new ones, just to add some variety to the experience. So, this is Orm's Code, and thank you for watching this video, and please keep an eye on my channel for more updates on this game going forward.